Well, here we are on Cricbuzz Comm Box. We did promise it's going to be a heart-wrenching run chase because it was one of those totals that always looks within reach. But when it's Chennai, remember the last 10 overs can be very different from the first 10. Let's quickly first report what happened in the first 10 overs. Johnny Bairstow was going like a train. Then, unfortunately, the train got derailed just when it was looking very, very good. 38 of 18. And Kane Williamson is the one who's looking like a smooth limousine on a highway. But the other coincidence, 80 for 2, Hyderabad after 10 overs, 80 for 2, Delhi after 10 overs. As a chasing side, you wouldn't mind that. I'm on Cricbuzz Comm Box, joined by Harsha Bhogle. I think 80 for 2 is something they'd take any day if they were told in the beginning this is what you'll be.
They won't mind at all. 80 for 2 is not bad at all, especially given that Williamson has played 25 balls. But I fear they might have played themselves into a situation where Williamson has to take them home. I mean, it's a familiar situation for him to take a side home. So, but they will need some help from Vijay Shankar, from Kedar Jadhav, from Abhishek Sharma. But I think they're okay at this stage, Hyderabad. But I mean, you told the story of the game in your first line, Gautam, that the back 10 are often more difficult to score than the first 10. So they've got to keep wickets in hand, but they cannot let it go beyond 10, 10 and a half. Even 10 and over can be really tough going here. So if they can keep it at 8, 8 and a half and over, that's perfect. But I think get Williamson, get game. I think that's where it is at the moment. And please don't tell me there's been a commentary Comm Box curse.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just before we came in for our conversation, Harsha, there was a very close stumping decision. I was going to say that Hyderabad have put their heart and soul into this run chase. They certainly put their soul, to borrow a word from you, S-O-L-E instead of S-O-U-L, because that's the only thing that would have saved Virat Singh.
Yeah. True. I don't think that'll worry them so much. I mean, there must be something about Virat Singh, but it's not visible there today. Maybe he's just struggling with the conditions. Maybe it's an off day for him. But I think they need at some point an inventive player like a Kedar Jadhav or a Vijay Shankar. I mean, more Kedar Jadhav than Vijay Shankar. If you're picking him, you might as well send him here because there's not going to be too much fast bowling at all. So that's all I'll say. If Kane Williamson is batting, then Hyderabad have won. If Ken Williamson gets out early, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. I don't want to keep adding riders.
Well, we've got the conclusion, but I just want to go back a little bit to Johnny Bairstow's innings. Warner not looking his fluent best. He got that run out. I'm not sure who exactly. I mean, who to blame for it, but I think Bairstow's aggression was necessary while that ball was still hard.
And I think that's his role. I think he's been given that role. Go hard at the new ball. But I wish the contributions are a little more significant. I mean, in a 160 chase, someone gives you 38 of 19. It's not bad at all. That's what it was, isn't it? 38 of 18 balls. But you used a good metaphor. Did you say a runaway train?
Yes.
The problem is the train's leaving the platform. It's zipping off, but it doesn't know which station to stop at. And sort of midway through it stops and says, oh, but I don't know where I'm going. So you saw that against Mumbai and you're seeing that today. I mean, 38 of 19, he converts that into a 70 or 40. That's the game.
All right, let me turn it around before we conclude Cricbuzz Comm Box. We've seen it from Hyderabad's point of view. You've concluded Williamson there, Hyderabad win. From Delhi's point of view, they're sitting there, Ricky Ponting, the think tank. They're looking at who's bowled, who's to bowl. Kagiso Rabada has 3 overs to come. Who is the standout bowler for you if Delhi are going to turn this around?
I mean, I'm looking at Akshar Patel, 2 overs 14, 1 over for 11. He's got second over, he's gone for only 3 after that. And if they can play out Mishra without losing a wicket, no, what happened?
Cricbuzz Comm Box curse. Well, it is Virat Singh. It's not Kane Williamson, so it's not a huge curse, as we said. He already had one.
I'm going to polite. Yeah, I'm going to polite to Virat Singh, but I don't think it may be the worst thing to happen to Hyderabad because he was really struggling. What's he? 4 of 13. He was eating up delivery, so it's not the worst thing to happen.
All right, I interrupted you, but I'll let you finish on the note of who do you think is going to be Delhi's key bowler if they are to turn this around, even if Williamson is still around?
Look, the reason I said don't take it to 10, 11, 12 is then you have to attack Amit Mishra. The moment you have to attack Amit Mishra, you're playing into his hands. He'll pick up one or 2 wickets. So that is why they keep needing earlier, take 6-1 over, get a big one, get 9-10, come back, get a 6-7, get another 9-10. They need to keep playing it like that. So I still think it's Delhi at this stage, to be honest, even though I said if Williamson at the end, Hyderabad win. I still think looking at all the factors, I think Delhi's ahead at this stage, but the game sits with Williamson.
Well, interesting. I think that I suppose Harsha is just suggesting marginally ahead. I'm going to go on the other side of the fence and stick with the color orange. I just feel Williamson in that limousine, provided all the other bikes and cars and trains are just following in his footsteps, they can take them home. Thank you, Harsha. We've got a big show to wrap up at the end of what's been a long doubleheader. For now, all the onus on the men in orange to take this home. We'll see you soon.